I'm Phil Brillo with you here from Bowlero in Wauwatosa. Another event in our Bowlero Summer Challenge Series. We bring you the 2018 H5G Youth Classic. A couple of faces from our last show will be appearing in match number 1 with Jeremy Hodgson and Samantha Munch. A couple of brothers battling it out in our second semifinal. Billy Hibbard and Matt Hibbard taking to the lanes. Champion today will take home a $200 Visa gift card. Just in time to get themselves ready for travel to some great summer youth events. We'll be back with that opening match from Bowlero and Wauwatosa after this short break.
So what's it gonna be tonight? Be the crew that rolls deep. Be Lord of the Lanes. Be your alter ego. Be unfiltered. Be a strike dance machine. Be that guy. Be ballsy. Be 12 pounds of fury. Be superstitious. Be granny style. Be any style. Hey, it's your night. Be bold.
Couple of young players making their second consecutive appearance here at Bowlero in Wauwatosa. Jeremy Hodgson against Samantha Munch. Hodgson, the winner of the Bowlero Spring Challenge on our last event here on Spectrum Sports. He won that on the 35-foot boardwalk pattern. This lane pattern, thanks to Kegel Bowling, is called Autobahn, 42 feet in length. And really have to make sure you keep your ball speed smooth through the front part of the lane. Because it's like taking a turn on ice. If you get a little fast in your automobile, it gets a little slippery. You're going to go way past where you want to in the turn. Same thing can happen here on Autobahn. So you can see both these players being a little direct to the pocket and making sure the ball speed is correct. There's a little bit of room for targeting error on this pattern. Not a lot of room for ball speed error, and you see that right there for Minch with going slightly past the head pin. Lucky to leave just the two. Many times today early in qualifying for players in this field, you'd see that 2-10 combination rear its ugly head, and if these bowlers were on doubles and three baggers, it's a bad way to put the pinfall to a stop as the day went on. We saw Munch with some spare converting problems on the last show, but no problem there. Munch led our girls' field, almost led the boys' field as well. As we saw on the Bowlero Spring Challenge, where she was the high qualifier out of all players. Young lady from Oshkosh, going to be a force to be reckoned with next year in her senior year at Oshkosh West High School. And a great toss by Munch. First strike of the game on the board. Hodgson does a lot of his bowling out of Prairie Lanes in Sun Prairie. I know he and his Sun Prairie teammates heading back to the National High School Championships, this year being held in the St. Louis, Missouri area. And Sun Prairie, the defending national champions from last year, to go with their second place finish in the state tournament in 2017, and a top 5 finish in 2018 as well. We talked about getting the excessive ball speed, what kind of problems it can create, and you just see that ball for Hodgson never pick up on the lane, and the 8-pin sleeper makes this a bit tougher to convert. Hodgson, though, with the slow hook, should be able to get the angle on the 1-3 and just barely gets the 9-pin out with the head pin. Not exactly a textbook conversion for Hodgson, but gets the job done, stays even through 2 frames. I want to thank our friend Joe Serrar, Bowlers Pro Shop. Lots of summer specials going on. If you're looking to get that equipment tuned up between league seasons, now is the best time to do it. They can do some reviver treatments, get the oil that's deep in the surface of the bowling ball out, store your cover stocks, and get your bowling equipment in a like new condition for your next league session. Good toss there by Hodgson for the strike. Playing that a little bit deeper line than we saw in our last show. Using the same bowling ball that he used on that show. With the X from 900 Global. Munch using the drive, and that ball definitely drives through the pins as she gets a double on the board, early 10-pin lead. Champion of this H5G Youth Classic will receive a $200 Visa gift card thanks to H5G. You can always check them out on the internet, H5GBrands.com, the new website. And how about that for a bit of a break for Munch? Gets the head pin to do some damage off the sideboard, takes out the 2-4-5. Early turkey, early 20-pin lead. Head pin does the damage on the 4. 4 slaps back into the 5 and 2. She knew it wasn't the greatest shot at the time, but she'll take the big break she received on that shot. Hodgson, big double. 9 goes last. Ball gets to it as it gets through the pin deck. Cuts his deficit down to 10 pins. And I want to congratulate the champions of the $5,000 team championship at Castle Lanes, Team Zagar. All the first place teams from Castle Lanes leagues were placed in that special $5,000 winner-take-all event. It was handicapped to keep things even between the teams, and the Zagar team came out on top, not only receiving $5,000 in cash from Castle Lanes, but also a bowling ball for each team member, drilled by Lenny Boris Jr., Bowler's Choice Pro Shop, inside of Castle Lanes. 3-bagger for Hodgson. Keeps plugging along, striking pace going much better on this show than it did on that tougher Broadway pattern. As I mentioned earlier, can make a little bit of a targeting mistake, not that big though, as we see by Munch, and the 1-2-7-8 ends the string of strikes. This is almost as tough to convert as a washout. You need to get your bowling ball to carry down through the 1-2 as she hooks across. Something's going to have to hit the 8-pin while the ball carries down into the 7. Straightens it out a bit, needs to come across more, and there's the issue. Now coming across to that 1-2 left side pocket. And an open frame for Munch in the H5G 5th frame. Hodgson takes home his $25 H5G gift certificate. Of course, players wearing those stylish jerseys. Best way to get those designed just the way you like it is at H5G. All kinds of new styles coming out for the summer. And a good shot there to get into our first commercial break of the day by Samantha Munch. Has a deficit, 16 pins, but a lot of match left here from Bowlero and Wauwatosa. Why do we have so many of our televised tournaments at Castle Lanes? Because we love being part of the wild side of bowling. If you're ready to get in touch with your wild side, go to castlelanes.com. Welcome back to Bowlero and Wauwatosa. We had Hodgson continue to roll through the break to stay on time. Hodgson working on a 3-bagger, make it 4 with that strike in the 6th frame. Stepped up in the 7th frame. A little quick through the front part of the lane. You watch that ball fail to react on the back. Lucky to take the 9-pin out, leaving just the 3. Hodgson having 0 issues on the spare. Picks up the single pin and maintains the 25-pin advantage after 6.5 frames of this match. Winner advances into the championship match. Loser goes home with a $50 Visa gift card thanks to H5G. Montreal Series 729, pair of 289 games to her credit. know she's going to get that elusive 300 game sooner than later. And you can see there, well, a little left to target, but she kept the speed a little bit slower than the last time she left the 1-2-7-8 on that lane. Ball set up almost flush in the pocket. A little bit of a late break. Leaves the 4-pin. She'll move over to the right side of the approach. Take that polyester ball. Go point A to point B. And picks up that 4-pin. The deficit looms large for Munch. 25 pins with 3 frames remaining. Munch wanted to thank her mom, Charlie Bolter, and her dad, Mark Munch, for all the help they've given with getting her to this point in her bowling career. Her Oshkosh West team in 2018 finished in 2nd place at the high school state tournament in Wausau. And that's the way to keep the pressure on your opponent. Munch with 10 back and keeps herself within striking distance. Jeremy Hodgson, high series 796 with a pair of 300 games in his career as well. Both these young players bowling since the age of 3, not a surprise with the bowling families they come from. A little quick out of the hand, and once again, you see that little bit of a quicker ball speed doesn't let the bowling ball react at the break point, 42 feet down the lane, the end of this oil pattern. And Hodgson with a tough 3-9 spare. Could be even a little bit tougher. You see the pin come off the sideboard, shove the 3-pin slightly to the left. So you have to make sure he gets that ball to drive through the 3-pin and go back. The ball will take out the 9 as well. Hodgson hooks into both pins, covers up the spare. Hodgson completed with his high school career. He'll be attending UW-Milwaukee next year in that ever-improving club bowling program. One of the young men helping improve that team, Matt Hibbard. You'll see him in his next match, the 2nd semifinal. He'll be battling his brother Billy Hibbard. First time we've had the Hibbard brothers battling each other here on the lanes. That ball just doesn't quite rev up to the pocket. Looked a little quick out of Hodgson's hand. He tried to save it on the bomb. You always hear the term chicken wing used. You see that elbow kind of bend out a little bit. And it doesn't allow the bowler to get that super strong rotation on the ball. He'll take the polyester ball, move to the right side of the approach. Try to keep that big lead with the conversion. That's left out of his hand and does not hold on. The complexion of this match has changed greatly. Only an 11-pin lead for Hodgson. And Munch can shut out Hodgson. The strike in the 9th and the first 2 in the 10th. So Sammy, 4-step approach, drops it in. Instantly left to target. Will she get the roll? Leaves the 9-pin. She just really delayed that push away. She was forcing that ball through at the bottom of her swing. Shoulders close a little too far. Ball gets pushed to the left. Big enough break to cross over and just leave a single pin. But now a double. The 10 frames is going to be required to put any pressure on Hodgson. Gets the polyester ball out. Just tickles that 9-pin to take it down for the spare. So the maximum score with 3 strikes in the 10th for Munch is 214. And another reason to get 3 strikes in the 10th, the Sabre strikeout frame. 3 strikes in the 10th win a bowler unlimited laser tag on a weekday. From the Sabre laser tag in Pewaukee, I-94 Highway F. Easy location for everyone in the Milwaukee metro area to get to, and unfortunately left again for Munch. And lucky to leave just the 5. She had the 10-pin standing there just a moment. Managed to get the head pin and the 6-pin to team up on it and take it down. Now the maximum score for Munch, 203. That's just going to require 9 pins and 2 shots for Hodgson to advance. As Hodgson with 9 out would be at 204. Once again, $200 Visa gift card on the line today. That's what our champion will take home. And Munch, you can see the disappointment on her face. She knew she had a chance after Hodgson's open in the 9th frame. Put a lot of pressure on her opponent. 9 on the fill shot is 202, and that just leaves an 8 count for Hodgson to claim victory in the championship match. I want to thank the Catania family for all their support, not just at Motionless Lanes, but at Saber Laser Tag as well. We want a great place to do some team building. And we had some of our high school bowling club teams out there earlier this spring. They had a lot of fun in those 2 5,500 square foot laser tag arenas. And there is the strike that locks up semifinal number 1 for Hodgson. He's going to be waiting in the wings to see who his championship round opponent will be. I've been looking forward to this match for a long time. Didn't know if it would ever happen on television. Billy Hibbard will be battling his younger sibling, Matt, for the chance to advance to the championship here today at the H5G Youth Classic. Hodgson, soft throw on the ball, comes up 4, kicks out the 7, still has the chance for the Saber strikeout and that unlimited weekday laser tag certificate. We're going to let Jeremy throw his last shot. Second semifinal coming up from Bowlero and Wauwatosa in the 2018 H5G Youth Classic.
Barbiere's Italian Inn, featured in onmilwaukee.com's In Search of the Perfect Pizza in January 2013. Near Miller Park on Blue Mountain Road and on Milwaukee Avenue in South Milwaukee.
For the first time in 6 years, these young bowlers have been eligible to bowl in our televised tournaments here on Spectrum Sports. We've got a battle of Hibbards here at the H5G Youth Classic. I'm Phil Brylo bringing you all the action. Matt Hibbard wasting no time starting things off. And unfortunately for Hibbard, the 210 combination stands early. Matt Hibbard, 3 300 games with a high series of 814. Just completed his freshman year at UW Milwaukee. Earlier this year here on Spectrum Sports, you saw Matt Hibbard win the collegiate division, the Sean Yona Memorial Tournament. And Hibbard of the Matt variety, open frame. Hibbard, Billy up now. Billy just completed sophomore year at St. Ambrose University in Iowa. They made the intercollegiate team championships for the first time in Billy's career this year, and we see both these young Hibbards. I'm sure the adrenaline pumping fast, because the last person I know when I was a kid I ever wanted to lose to in anything was my sibling. And Hibbard blows by the head pin, leaving the 1, 2, 4, and 8. Hopefully after a couple shots for each of these young players, the nerves will settle down. Billy Hibbard a little quick again. Ball does not respond and just takes the head pin on the spare attempt. And 9-7, advantage Matt Hibbard after 1 frame. Once again, check out H5G Brands, or you can still use the old website address too, H5Gear.com, as they can do apparel for more than bowling, golf, yoga, activewear, plenty of different apparel items. Shirts, skirts for tennis, skirts for bowling, pants that coordinate with your shirts for all sports. A Lots of great clothing items. You can design those patterns yourself. You look at some of the great things Kyle Troop wears on the PBA Tour. You want to show your flair? Do it with H5G gear. Great cover on the baby split there for Billy Hibbert. That's his first mark of the game. Billy going a little retro, wearing his high school jersey. Both these young men attended Wauwatosa High School. Both were also on the football team while they bowled. Matt Hibbert wearing his UW-Milwaukee jersey, and Hibbert a little quick again, almost gets the lucky roll to take the 2-pin out from behind. Matt just needs to find a way to either straighten up a bit through the front part of the lane or bring the ball speed down just a hair. But when you have a 550 rev rate like Matt Hibbert, a lot of times slowing down ball speed doesn't seem like it would be an option for you needed. Hooks into the 2-pin. Matt Hibbert with the conversion. 2-pin advantage after 2 frames. Matt Hibbert's also won before on our Spectrum Sports telecast back in 2014 when the Lakeshore Invitational at Lakeshore Lanes in Sheboygan. So between that and his Sean Yonan Memorial Boys Collegiate Division win this year, that is one of his favorite centers outside of bowling at Jane's Lades in Wauwatosa, and the lucky break on the crossover. As Matt Hibbert gave that ball a little too much on the bottom. Trying to get it back to the pocket, and crosses all the way over. Big enough mistake, pays off. It's 10 down. Billy Hibbert trying to match the strike to stay within 2, a little light in the pocket. And I think one thing, both these young men, they only received 2 practice shots in each lane during the commercial break. They may not have taken into account Samantha Munch's attack to the pocket. She was playing right of where these 2 young men are starting their bowling balls on the lane. And as both Hibberts project to the right, it could be hitting some carry down that Munch made, and it could be causing some issues for them. We'll see if either bowler goes at the pocket a little more direct. We see a ball change for Billy Hibbert, and that's left out of his hand. And what's good for one brother is apparently good for the other, as a crossover strike on lane 69 as well for Billy Hibbert. You see Matt kind of shaking his head on the way back, and he goes, "All right, brother, now we're even." But Matt Hibbert still leading by 5 pins, looking to take it out to 15. The strike here in his 4th frame. You see those shoulders open up, close back in, and that's what allowed that high revolution, high-speed game to occur. You couldn't throw it that way back in the 50s and 60s with the form they taught back then with keep your shoulder up, keep your shoulders square. We know with the improved coaching that's come about with the sport and the way PBA and PWBA tour professionals have worked on their game, we know that the torso flexibility along with arm and shoulder flexibility a must for high revs. And the H5G gear 5th frame, $25 gift certificate for either one of these Hibberts if they were to strike. Not in the case of Matt Hibbert. As Hibbert creeps high, made the adjustment off the crossing over. Now needs to worry about covering the spare and keeping his lead. And no problem with the 4-pin for Matt Hibbert. 14-pin lead can keep cut down to 4. Billy Hibbert can strike on this left lane, but he's been missed head pin and light in the pocket his first 2 shots. Let's see what he can do to try to square up a bit more here. Much better out of the hand. And I cannot believe the 2 and the 4 pins missed that 7-pin on a stuffed pocket shot. Yeah, a bit high, but watch that 2-pin up and around to the side. 4-pin gets sliced straight back. We'll have to show you a replay of Billy Hibbert's reaction to that shot. He knew he threw it as well as he could in the high 5 gear 5th frame, but neither Hibbard going home with that jersey gift certificate. Let's take a look at the replay here of Hibbard's reaction. He knows it's a good shot, and you gotta be kidding me. Staring it down. All you can do there is keep the short memory, bounce back, and try to throw as good of a shot as you can, especially after crossing over it last time on this lane. And that's left again. And the huge break to leave just the 6 pin for Hibbard. He's already made 1 ball change. He's going to have to definitely consider a line change as well. And he'll have a little bit of time to think about that. As we are going to get to our commercial break for this second semifinal. The 2018 High 5 Gear Youth Classic rolls on from Bowlero and Wauwatosa. The Battle of the Hibbards continues here. The second semifinal from Bowlero and Wauwatosa in the 2018 High 5 Gear Youth Classic. I'm Phil Brylow bringing you all the action. Matt Hibbard 15-pin advantage as he gets into his half of the 6th frame. And that ball needed about an 80-foot lane because it was nothing but amped up ball speed and a miss to the right. And that combination, Matt Hibbard lucky does not leave a washout, leaves just the 1, 2, and 4. Best way to convert this, hook across in front of the 1, 2, have the ball carry down into the 4 pin. See him start that ball a little bit farther left. Textbook conversion. And Matt Hibbard's lead down to 12 pins with 4 frames remaining here. In our second semifinal, winner of this match advances to battle Jeremy Hodgson for a championship match. Hodgson looking for back-to-back championships as he won our last show here on Spectrum Sports with the Bowlero Spring Challenge. And the Sandman decides it's not time for a bedtime story for the 10 pin yet. Comes back across the pin deck, skitters in front of the 10 pin, but does not make contact. And you'll see the disappointment here on Matt Hibbard's face. Thought he made the quality shot. He'll keep everything together. Get on that spare, no problem. Covering it up. Billy Hibbard, 300 games for this young man, a high series of 821. And of course, you know, with Dad Ralph and Mom Danielle, these 2 young men started bowling early. Billy started when he was 2. Matt started when he was 3. And Billy Hibbard makes the move left and really keeps that ball on a tight line on this 42-foot Kegel Autobahn pattern. And something tells me that his early ball reaction probably looked at where Samantha Munch was playing. It doesn't take much for these reactive rhythm bowling balls to make changes in the oil pattern. And the bowler always has to constantly analyze their ball reaction to fight that invisible enemy. And a big double there from Billy Hibbard, and that reduces Matt Hibbard's lead down to a single pin. That ball goes 10 back. And Billy Hibbard wanted to make sure we said that his main interest outside of bowling is making fun of his brother Matt. Oh, Matt will try to battle back here, keep his lead, and just tickles the 9 pin down. And you see Matt Hibbard make the big move left as well. So it's always good to keep an eye on your opponents, watch their ball reaction during tournament or league competition, to be honest. All of a sudden you see a change in their reaction. If you're playing a similar part of the lane, or think you need to play a similar part of the lane, you can make those moves in a more educated fashion from observing your opponents. Hibbard rattles, pins around in the foundation frame. Could have taken the lead out to 11 pins. Matt Hibbard has that head pin run interference. Watch come off the sideboard. Keeps the 4-5 from going into the 7. And you see that more and more in the modern power game where see the head pin keep a light pinfall from becoming a strike. It's easy for these players to overpower the lane condition. Sometimes it's not easy to overcome the laws of physics with the bowling pins. Billy Hibbert a chance to shut out his brother now. His maximum score, 223 with strikes in the 9th and 10th. A little light in the pocket. Gets lucky to roll 2-pin out, but the 8-pin remains for Billy Hibbert. Billy also a winner in the Sean Yona Memorial, but he did it back in 2015. And he did it in the boys high school division. The Hibbert brothers, the only brothers to take home titles in the history of the Sean Yona Memorial Tournament. Wow. That's what happens when you change your angles up going across the lane. Square up too quickly, even with 42 feet of oil. Those reactor resin bowling balls take off on that last 18 feet. And a major mental mistake for Billy Hibbert could cost him this match with that errant single pin in the 9th frame. Still a maximum of 190. To strike out in the 10th and forget that idea. Nothing but left for Billy Hibbert, and this match is done. Still a chance for a $100 Visa gift card. If Billy Hibbert can make this big 4, ABC Productions awards that $100 gift card for either 710 or 46710 conversion on TV. It's been almost 12 seasons now. Yet to give that gift card away. I keep having to blow the dust off of it every month or so, but still sitting in the safe back in the office. And Matt Hibbert sitting on the bench. It's going to advance to the championship match. Looking to get the Sabre strikeout. It will not happen in this game for Matt Hibbert. But now the TV record for the brothers, Matt Hibbert 1, Billy Hibbert 0. But I'm sure over the next few seasons here, even if they end their youth careers in the next year or two, we'll see a lot of the Hibberts bowling our adult competitions here on Spectrum Sports. So 2 future teammates will be battling it out in our championship match. Current UW-Milwaukee bowler Matt Hibbert will be battling incoming freshman Jeremy Hodgson. The championship of the 2018 H5G Youth Open, and we'll be back in Bowlero and Wauwatosa with that championship match. Why just watch the action when you can be part of the action at Sabre Laser Tag in Pewaukee? Take the challenge in one of 2 5,500 square foot arenas. Battle it out with family and friends using realistic military-style weapons. Come out and celebrate a birthday. Bring out your employees or coworkers for team building. Or take advantage of our specials running Monday through Thursday. Check us out on the web at sabertag.com. Championship match of the 2018 H5G Youth Classic coming to you from Bowlero in Wauwatosa. Matt Hibbert did a ball change at the end of his semifinal match against his brother Billy. Let's see if it pays off here in the opening frame. And it does. Scrambles the rack. First frame strike. Bowling fans, don't forget about your Summer Games Pass here at Bowlero. Buy a pass, you can bowl 3 games per day, every day, through Labor Day weekend. Go to bowlsummergames.com or stop in here at Bowlero and Wauwatosa to see all the renovations they've done. And you can buy your Summer Games Pass right at the control counter. Jeremy Hodgson starts off a little bit of a weak 7-pin there. This ball kind of lost its energy getting to the pocket. Of course, no lefties in our other semifinals, so lane should be a little bit unchanged from when Hodgson left after defeating Sam Munch in the first semifinal and converts a 7-pin. He missed one in that match against Munch. It could have cost him the game. Munch couldn't close things out, and Hodgson punched out in the 10th to advance into the championship match. $200 Visa gift card will go to the winner of this match. $100 for second place. All of our Visa gift cards today, courtesy of our friends at H5G and H5Gbrands.com. And Hodgson, he needed to think about making a bit of a line change. He thought he threw that one relatively well out of his hand. The ball once again quits as it approached the 1-2 pocket. And it leaves the tough 3-9, so I'm sure we'll see Hodgson move a little farther left with the feet, or a little farther right with the target. Try to get back in the pocket. Something tells me that a 170 or 180 game is not going to win this championship match. Hibbard wanted to thank his coach at UW-Milwaukee, Chad Source, for all the help Chad has given with his game. And the bad break, the 6-pin, falls into the gutter with the head sticking out. And that prevents the head pin from taking out the 10 as it came back across the pin deck. See that 10 pin actually move a little bit to the right. Hibbard just has to shake that bad break. Focus on making this 10 pin. Hibbard just enough of the lane. It's about 62 feet and 10 inches. It's the part of the lane that the 10 pin stands upon. And Hibbard uses all of that. You see the ball falling into the gutter when it hit the 10, but it was not in the gutter, therefore a perfect spare conversion for Hibbard. Hibbard only one open in his semifinal match against his brother Billy. That being a first frame 210, and now in the third frame for Hibbard. Fast on the ball speed. And when the ball finishes late, slices between the 1 and the 6, leaving what's commonly known as the super washout. Two ways to convert this: hit the 1-2 and send the head pin into the 6-10, or try to make it like a baby split. And Hibbard tried making it like the baby split, overhooks back into the 1-2-4, and the ball cannot make contact on the 6-10. An open frame and an early 15-pin deficit for Hibbard. Hodgson wanted to thank Justin and Melissa Powley for getting him to the lanes today. We usually see his mom, Angel, here with him. But that's the one thing about the bowling community. They stay pretty tight with those relationships they make in high school teams. And Hodgson answers the open frame of Hibbard's with a strike in the third. And we see champions do it all the time out here on Spectrum Sports. Your opponent puts an open on the board. You try to start closing the door early. The quick double on your next two shots. Hodgson says he has no life outside of bowling. I find that hard to believe. But the pins remaining on the deck have no life, as he takes all 10 back for a double, and Hodgson gets his early advantage out to 25 pins. Hibbard now needs to refocus. He's a young man that normally does not take a lot of time on the approach. Knows what he wants to do. The 5 steps to the line. That's going to be trouble. And I think he didn't realize that he was a little quick with his ball speed on that shot. He thought he was going to get all the way back up to the pocket, and you see that ball just not have the time to respond to friction on the back end of this 42-foot Autobahn pattern. And an almost impossible 2-4-8-10. He's going to try hooking at it and loses some count. Hopefully 2 or 3 pins doesn't hunt Hibbard at the end of the match. Yes, he was working at an open, but now finds himself down by a bunch. After 4 frames, getting into our H5G 5th frame. With bowlers eligible, take home a $25 H5G gift certificate. Revs out of the hand. Bet time. The messenger takes out the 10. $25 H5G gift certificate, good for any apparel H5G makes, whether it's jerseys, pants, arm sleeves. Bowlers can use it for whatever they like, and I know with getting ready for a lot of the big summer tournaments, these young players can't wait to get another H5G jersey on their back. Hodgson, that one coming up high and big trouble. And the 4, 6, and 10 for Hodgson. He's going to give a good chunk of that lead right back to Matt Hibbard. Best thing for Hodgson to do here on the strike, get the 2 pins account. Give yourself as much space as possible between your score and your opponent's score. Work on going towards the win. 24 pins, still the lead for Hodgson, with half this championship match remaining. Next event coming up here on Spectrum Sports from EBC Productions. 2018 Sabre Youth Classic. Sabre Laser Tag adding some bonus prizes to that event. And the trip of the 7-pin by the 4. We're getting to our last break of the day here from Bowlero. The 2018 H5G Youth Classic Championship match rolls on. Matt Hibbard currently down by 24 pins, but working on a strike in the 5th in our championship match here at Bowlero Wauwatosa 2018 H5G Youth Classic. I'm Phil Bridle, bringing you all the action and a much better shot. Tighten the line from his previous 2-4-8-10 on that lane in frame number 4, and Matt Hibbard puts his deficit to 14 pins. Solid shot. Hibbard looking to get his string out to 3, looking to get his deficit down to 4 pins. Good out of the hand. Better at the pin deck. The 9-pin got bumped to the left. After the ball passed it, something comes off that left sideboard, slow rolls into the 9, and takes it down, and we quickly have a heck of a championship match brewing. See Hibbard asking that ball to push far enough down lane, and he knows once that 9-pin went down, he's got a great chance to try to take home that $200 Visa gift card for the championship. Hodgson, after going high in the 5th frame, now makes the over adjustment on lane 70 in the 7th frame, and another 3-9 combination. He's made the 2 he has left already today. But he knows right now his opponent catching 3 strikes in a row. Spares might not be enough to keep Hibbard in the rearview mirror of Hodgson. Changes balls to shoot at that 3-9, a ball with a little extra hook on the back end. No problem with the cover. Hodgson's advantage, still 4 pins. Gets a little too warm to cook this summer. Best place to get pizza in the Milwaukee area, Barbier's Italian Inn. Take your choices of locations on Blue Mountain Road near Holly Road in Milwaukee, and on Milwaukee Avenue near Chicago Avenue in South Milwaukee. Why cook when you can take home some great Barbier's pizza or lasagna? And a nice strike there by Hodgson in the 8th frame. Gives Hodgson the maximum 223. Hibbard can work at the maximum of 229. So no matter what Hodgson performs the rest of the way out, if Hibbard strikes here, in the 8th. Still a chance for Hodgson. He gets shut out, and a bad break for Matt Hibbard. 5-pin swishes in front of the 7-pin on the light hit. Head pin comes back across. Nowhere near the 7. And now the time to refocus. He can't shut out Hodgson, but he can make Hodgson continue to throw strikes. It starts here with the spare to the 8th frame. He's trying to hook at it, and I'm surprised he let that one get as far to the right as he did. And there was 18 feet of dry. I know he was using a polyester bowling ball, but it doesn't take a lot for that ball to continue skating to the right of that 7-pin. This is by about an inch, and now the entire tone of this match has changed. So now Hibbard is going to be playing catch-up. His maximum score right now, 196. And that's way right and way fast. And take that maximum now down to 186. And Hodgson can step up in the 9th and 10th frames and have no problem taking this match. Matt Hibbard. Hibbard's going to hook across the front of this 1-2-4. Brings the speed down a bit from that first shot. Covers it up nicely, but now Hibbard, all he can do is sitting back, wait, and hope that Hodgson gives him a chance to perform in the 10th frame. But we saw Jeremy Hodgson on that Bowlero Spring Challenge show. Left no room for his opponent to perform in the 10th frame. Took care of business in the championship match early on. And even with a bit of a stick for Hodgson at the foul line, a huge double and a 27-pin advantage after Hodgson strikes in the foundation frame. Watch that ball just go right through the 1, 2, 5, and 8 pins. And now Hodgson just needs a mark to take down this championship. On line, on target. 4 does the damage on the 7. And there is your champion, his 2nd consecutive championship on Spectrum Sports. Back-to-back for Jeremy Hodgson. We're going to fast track through the end of this match. Of course, when it doesn't matter anymore, they all fall. Matt Hibbard. Both bowlers looking to get the Sabre strikeout 10th frame and get that unlimited weekday Sabre laser tag certificate. Always fun to do with family, kids of any ages. 5 to 95 can have fun. We know that they've even had some groups out at Sabre that have physical impairments, and with the way they can arrange those two 5,500-foot arenas, we've even had players in wheelchairs out there having fun playing laser tag. So your champion here, the H5G Youth Classic, Jeremy Hodgson. I'll be back to wrap up this show from Bowlero and Wauwatosa after this short break.
So what's it gonna be tonight? Be the crew that rolls deep. Be Lord of the Lanes. Be your alter ego. Be unfiltered. Be a strike dance machine. Be that guy. Be ballsy. Be 12 pounds of fury. Be superstitious. Be granny style. Be any style. Hey, it's your night. Be bold.
A great back-and-forth battle for the 2018 H5G Youth Classic here at Bowlero and Wauwatosa. Matt Hibbard bounced back from some early struggles in the championship match. 3 strikes in a row in frames 5, 6, and 7. Really put the pressure on his opponent, Jeremy Hodgson. But an open frame on a 7-pin in the 8th frame for Matt Hibbard left the door open for Hodgson to throw some late strikes. And with 3 in a row of his own in the 8th, 9th, and 10th frames, Jeremy Hodgson gets back-to-back Spectrum Sports TV titles. He takes home the $2 Visa gift card for his championship today here at Bowlero in Wauwatosa. Next show coming to you from right here at Bowlero, the 2018 Sabre Youth Classic. Looking forward to seeing some new bowlers on that event. Bowlers will be taking on a 47-foot oil pattern with only 13 foot of dry on the lane. It's going to be quite the challenge for the bowlers to strike, and we'll see that here on Spectrum Sports. I'm Phil Brylow. Parents, take the kids bowling. They will have fun for life. We'll see you back here for another 2018 Bowlero Summer Challenge television show.